Roll the tape. Hi, my name is Troy from interdrums.com, and yeah, this is a live YouTube lesson. So if you're in Melbourne, what is it? It's nearly 11. It's just after 11. If you're in the US, it's the evening, so good evening. I hope everyone's well. What I've got for you today is just a live lesson. This is like an example of what I would do on my website with my live lessons, but obviously on my website the quality is a heck of a lot better because it's streaming to my server. Some craziness happening at the moment with the whole coronavirus thing here. We're all in lockdown in Melbourne. I should be teaching in school like normal today, but that school is we're teaching online. Let's just leave that there for now. So we just I gave one lesson this morning, and now I thought I've got a little bit of time, which is a bit unusual. So if you are in the US watching this live, welcome. So let's give this a go. So what we're going to be talking about today is developing the heel-toe technique. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about when I refer to heel-toe technique, it's where we play a stroke from heel up, down, and then we play heel down. Okay, and what this is going to do is give you the ability to be able to play double kick patterns with one foot, or fast strings of notes with one foot. This isn't something that I came up with. This is something that I originally saw Jojo Mayer doing, and I know lots of guys were doing it before Jojo, but Jojo was a real master at it, and I just started mucking around with it. And obviously, there's guys out there who have taken it a lot further. A friend of mine, Stan Bicknell, who I've had do a masterclass on my website. If you want to check that out, go to the website. There's a full hour and a half masterclass with Stan, and it was awesome. But yeah, he's got a totally different technique. It's kind of like a foot slide thing. This is different. It's not that his one is wrong and mine's right or whatever. There's different ways to skin a cat. And at the end of the day, if a technique works for you and you get the desired result, who cares? It's fine. I'm not a technique Nazi. So anyway, my approach to this is kind of like, well, I'm not really a dancer, but it's kind of like a duck dive. So when you play the heel up stroke and you come down, you're going to play into the pedal, push your foot down, let it come down, roll, and then let the pedal come up. And you don't want to take your foot off the pedal. You want to try and get your foot to come up at the point where the pedal stops, because anything you go past that is just, you're losing control. So you want to bring your foot, let it come up to there, and then you're just going to roll your foot forward, bring up your heel, and then play your next stroke. And then you can start to string those together slowly at first and get used to that feeling, which will look like this. And then obviously you can start to speed it up a little bit. And speed it up again. And what it allows you to do, it's a really cool technique because it allows you to play fast strings of notes on a single pedal. So when I was in high school, I played Steve Gadd's Crazy Army, and there's a section in there where you're playing alternating flams. And simply put, had I known this technique back then, I would have saved myself a heck of a lot of heartache, because it got to a point where just before my exam, I had it down, or at least I thought I had it down, just heel up, and my foot started to spaz out, and I started freaking out, and the pressure and the stress ended up making my foot get worse. So having this exercise down has helped me out of a lot of sticky situations. And just so you know, I'm a professional drummer. All I do is teach and play drums, and I mainly do cover gigs because that's what pays the bills. I do some original stuff with a friend of mine, Ricky Muscat, who's unreal, and I do lots of different kind of session work. And most of the time, my job is people call me last minute and say, "Hey man, are you free on Friday?" "Yes." "Here's a list of songs. Rock up and play them." Now, honestly, as a drummer, we're kind of in a unique situation in that we don't need to learn a song 100 different ways because they're all in different keys. Like once we learn a song, we've learnt a song, we can play them in all the keys. So that's kind of a really cool thing. But anyway, this technique has helped me get out of lots of situations where I've needed a double kick pedal and didn't have one, or I'm not really great with double kick, if I'm honest. But anyway, so like an example of this would be the start of the song Let's Get It Started by the Black Eyed Peas. It's got that, I'm not going to play it with the song because I'll get copyrighted, but it's got that fast kick, and it does that that kind of thing. So we're just trying to develop that at the moment. All right, so let's get into exercise number 1. Now, firstly, I think I've already got a video on my channel about heel toe, and go back and watch that. This is a little bit, I guess, more advanced in a way, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing it over triplets. The thing I like about playing it over triplets is it forces you to alternate your strokes, and it makes it a little bit more difficult, and you can use it in shuffles, which it gives you a really cool feel. So actually, before I do that, so I'll show you what I mean. So if I go to that camera, so if I was playing like a basic shuffle groove and then I played the heel toe in there, I can play long strings of notes to just for fun, I guess. Let's have a look. So it allows you to do stuff like that, which is really cool. So anyway, let's have a look at number 1. Now with number 1, you'll notice that the pattern has U, U, and D, D. Well, U means up, so heel up, and D means heel down. So this first pattern, because we're finishing with a triplet, it's going to alternate. So that means that our first time through, we're going to be playing heel up, starting with heel up, and the second time through, we're going to be playing heel down, which is kind of challenging, but cool. So let's give that a go. I'll just go to this camera. Let's give that a go, nice and slow. It's sort of about 60. Here we go. All right, so that's the first one, nice and slow. Now, the thing to remember with this, what you're aiming for consistency, okay? So what do I mean by that? There's no point playing this stuff or trying to increase the speed if the strokes are inconsistent, or not the same volume. So you were trying to make this sound as even as possible. One thing I've noticed with this kind of thing, it sounds cool and it's all good, but it's not going to replace a double kick, okay? There's a certain sound you get from double kick, a certain evenness, And to me, this is a different sound. So it's like another thing in your toolbox. So don't think that, oh, well, if I learn this technique, I don't ever need to buy a double kick. Maybe you won't. I'm not telling you you should and you shouldn't, or this is, double kicks are evil or anything like that. But you need to, I always look at it like the more I can do, the more options I've got in a situation. So I can either choose to play something with double kick, or I can choose to play it, if I can, with the single kick. And in those, like I said, those small situations where maybe I'm playing a little bar somewhere, like in Melbourne, one of the reggae gigs I used to do was at Soho, and it was like a funk R&B thing, and little DW Mini Pro kit, no double kick, just single kick. And if I needed to do stuff like that, I had the option. So that's what this stuff's mainly about. Anyway, so trying to get the strokes even is paramount. You need to make sure that you're doing that. Do not increase the speed until you feel that you are playing it right, because all that's going to happen is you're going to get faster and it's going to sound muddy. So what's the point of playing fast if it sounds crappy? That's my point. Anyway, I digress. All right, so looking at number 2. So now number 2 is a little bit different. We're not going to alternate with this one because it's we've got 2 triplets, so that's going to bring it back around. Okay, so we've got 2 heel up strokes followed by 2 beats of triplets on 3 and 4. So let's give that a go right now. Cool, here we go, 60 beats per minute. All right, cool. So again, nothing crazy there. What's going to make these a heck of a lot more interesting is when you start playing them faster. But again, baby steps forward. So moving on to the next one. So next one, we're going to be playing a quarter note on 1, just an upstroke, and then we're going to play 3 beats of triplets, which is then going to flip us around to playing heel down and doing the whole pattern heel down start, and then alternating. So here we go. Let's do this one at 60 beats per minute. I'll speed these up in a minute. And also, if you are watching live, just say hi. Let me know who you are, where you're from. Yeah, here we go. Last one is just playing straight triplets. So we're going to just play straight triplets. So this one you should practice. I mean, all of them, if they are not turning around at the end, and by turning around I mean going from heel up start to heel down start, you should try practicing them the opposite way as well. It really does make a massive difference starting with the heel down. Like I pretty much suck at playing heel down. So this is a good way. Anyway, let's do this one now. 60 beats per minute. and the opposite way. All right, cool. So let's go back to the first one. Let's just start speeding them up a bit. So what are we doing? Let's try them at 100. Here we go. Oh, sorry. Now number 2. Three. Pressure's got to me. Here we go. Do it again. Oh, that one sucks. But anyway, and then the last one, it actually, like I said, makes a really big difference when you turn it around. So with the triplets, these ones are tricky. Anyway, here we go. Cool, and you can probably go a bit faster. So let's do 130. And that's where I would probably practice that one. I would personally, for me, if I was just going for endurance, I'd hold that one at about between 120 and 140 and try and hold it for about 5 to 7 minutes. Because the thing you'll find with anything in general, endurance-wise, speed-wise, if the most common mistake I see people make, students and stuff like that, when they're trying to get fast, like everyone wants to get fast. I want to get fast. Show me how to get fast. Yeah. The way you get fast is not by practicing fast. The way you get fast is by practicing for endurance. Because what you'll find is the speed that you think you can play at fast, if you try and hold that for 5 to 7 minutes, and I know it's odd, 5 to 7 minutes, like a typical song would go for about 3.5 minutes, 3.5 to 4 minutes. So for me, if I can play relax at a tempo for 5 to 7 minutes, I'm going to be cool, all right? But if you try and hold at tempo for that long, that's when you're going to find your real tempo that you can practice at. And the idea is to try and relax with it and stay with that. And that's the most important thing with even developing right foot, any any speed, anything you want to do on the drums or on any instrument for that fact, it comes down to endurance. So go for endurance, not speed, and the speed will come. And then when you get that speed, you'll be able to play for so long. It's really what makes the biggest difference across the board. Anyway, so does anyone have any questions? If you've got any questions, please hit me up now. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep rambling. Say hi. It's, you know, and if there's anything that you maybe want to know, you know, let me know. Let me tell you a little bit about what I do. So, like I said, my name is Troy, and I've got a business called Into Drums. Who's that? Mark Norris. Hey, very cool tips and tricks for heel toe. Thanks for the free lesson. No problem. My pleasure. If you want more free lessons, subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. If you are, thanks for subscribing. Yeah, so like I'm saying, with my YouTube channel, all I'm doing is I'm putting out free lessons once a week for you guys, and it's actually more not throwaway stuff, but it's more cool kind of tips that have helped me with my playing. But my main focus, if you want to learn more seriously and you know, take your, I hate to say it, but take your drumming to the next level. But basically, the reason you see a drum teacher is because YouTube videos won't give you feedback. Okay, so I'm not the first person to make an online website, but you know, I've made a website called intodrums.com, and please check it out. There, what I offer is live lessons. So on a Monday night, 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, I do a basic lesson, an intermediate lesson, and an advanced lesson on a certain topic. And that is updated. Like, I haven't updated the website for this month's one. We just finished last night. So today I'm going to go through and I'm going to update the schedule. So there'll be a whole month's worth of schedule. And basically what I do with that is I just do different topics, sort of like this, same deal, exactly the same as this, except with that you then have 12 weeks worth of archive. So you go back and you can watch 12 weeks worth of those live lessons and you get unlimited feedback. So that's the main difference with this versus my website, is you can actually practice the stuff and then submit a video through the site. It's all there, push button, you know, with your account, you do it. And I will just watch the video. If I see any problems technique-wise or anything, it's like you're having lessons. Well, you are having lessons with me. And that's something you're not going to get from YouTube. You're not, I'm not dissing YouTube. I love YouTube. That's why I'm here doing this. But you can take all the chop stuff you want and all that and from YouTube, and you get inundated with what, you know, people think is going to give you gigs. Like, to be honest, 99% of the stuff on YouTube isn't really relevant to being a working player. And I'm not disrespecting anyone out there. I mean, at the end of the day, YouTube is an entertainment platform. And I'm here to hopefully help you guys and entertain you a little bit. So with the, like I said, back to a website, that's the live lesson element. Then I've got pre-recorded lessons. So, and I'm adding more and more as we go. I'm actually rebuilding the whole website at the moment, so it's been a little bit slow in adding new pre-recorded lessons. But with the whole thing, you get all the pre-recorded lessons with unlimited feedback, live lessons with unlimited feedback, and then I also offer masterclasses with some of the best players in the industry. So far I've started with Joe Pentazis, who's one of the best players in Australia. The guys I've had so far are some of the best in Australia, because that's all I've had access to at the moment. Hoping to get some international guys in. If you are or know anyone international who will end up being in Melbourne and would like to do a masterclass on my website, please let me know. Or if you've got any suggestions of people that you would like, yeah, hit me up. So I've had Jerry Pentazis, who's done lots of TV work and all that. I've had Darren Ferrugia, who's got a YouTube channel as well, and it's amazing. Check it out. And he's one of the best in the country as well. Johnny Salerno has played with people like Sting, John Stevens, Vanessa Amorosi. He's the like go-to guy in Australia. And I've also had Pete Drummond, who is the drummer for a band called Dragon, and he's a monster player. And those are the first four I had, and then recently I've had Stan Bicknell. So unless you've been living under a rock, Stan Bicknell is a massive player on Instagram, and yeah, I had him in the studio, when was it? Last year, I think. Late last year or early this year, I can't remember. This whole year's been a blur. It was late last year, and yeah, he did a masterclass on my website, which is available. Those ones are sold separately on the website because that actually costs money. It's not my content, it's someone else's. So yeah, so they're not included. But anyway, so that's the website basically broken down. Check it out. Don't check it out, it's up to you. I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel. You know, you get to know me a bit, make comments like Mark, you know, appreciate the feedback. You know, and like I said, if there's anything that you guys want to know or ask me, like I said, my main thing is to try and take what I do normally on a day-to-day level, trying to get young drummers and drummers of all ages to, you know, their playing goals, and do it on YouTube. Like, I can sit here and just blow chops, and that's cool and it's entertaining, but you're not really going to learn anything from that. So, and if not, if you do that on a gig, you're probably going to lose your gig. So it depends on what you want to achieve. Anyone got any other questions before we go? No? All right, cool. So thanks for checking that out. I really appreciate you guys taking the time, and yeah, I might do this every once in a while, maybe once a month or something. We'll see how it goes. I'm really curious to see if there was much of a delay and all that, because like I said, when I stream on my website, it's my experience has been a lot better on my website than it has been on YouTube. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this comes out. But yeah, anyway, have a fantastic week. I'll be back soon with another live lesson, and keep your eyes peeled this week for my new YouTube video. So I'll upload an actual other lesson this week on that. And one other thing with this heel toe thing, if you find that you struggle with balance, okay, this is one of the other things I forgot to mention. So the balance thing. So with your left foot, you would notice that when I was playing this before, I was purposely playing my hi-hat at the same time. So when I'm playing these exercises, I'm putting my left foot in on the hi-hat. Now that's going to create a lot of balance issues if you've got balance issues. So it's one of the most overlooked parts of young students playing. And when I say young, I'm not talking about your age, I'm talking about how long you've been playing. So if your balance isn't right, if you're not sitting on your butt correctly, then you're going to really struggle. I've got a video on my YouTube channel called Fix Your Balance. I apologise for the quality of it. It was one of my first videos that I did. Hopefully they're getting better, but the content still stands up. That exercise, I'd already been playing for a few years and started with a new teacher, and he started me from scratch, and this was one of the first things he got me to do. All right, so go and do that. All basically will do is stop you from moving your body around too much when you're playing. So what your feet are playing won't affect your upper body. It's super important. But yeah, anyway, getting back to the hi-hat thing, try and put your hi-hat in with all of these patterns, even if you're doing linear stuff. When you're not playing on the hi-hat as an exercise, try and put your left foot in. It's really going to solidify everything that you play, and just really affirm that the pattern that you're playing is correct, because there is a tendency to, like say even with linear patterns, for example, playing right, left, foot, right, left, foot, right, left. And then if I said start on foot, hand, hand, so you go foot, hand, foot, your brain might switch to that right, left as the one, the right hand again, like subconsciously. So by putting your left foot in there, it's really going to make sure that that is the starting point is the starting point. It goes exactly the same way for these heel toe technique. Anyway, I'm out of here. Have a fantastic week. And as always, happy practicing.